Break the board sports. RJ Cash here with you. MLB Thursday Rundown. Let's hop right into it. A lot of day baseball, so we're going to fly through this again. Click that like button, hit subscribe. Also, breaktheboardsports.com. Go to the notes blog section. Starting today, you'll start seeing all those NFL trend and notes start getting loaded in there. Yesterday, phenomenal day in baseball. 12-2 put us up 9.32 units. Let's get at it today, see what we got on tap. At FanDuel right now, Toronto Blue Jays at the Tampa Bay Rays will be where we start. Right now at FanDuel, Toronto Blue Jays laying $1.26, comeback 108 on the Rays. You're over under 7.5, minus 110 both ways. Rays crept up and snagged the Blue Jays again yesterday. Blue Jays 6-1 straight up its last 7 games, but 3-10 their last 13 against Tampa. Tampa Bay has absolutely owned them. The under is cashed 5 of the last 6 games for the Blue Jays. Tampa Bay, even though they've had a great run against the Blue Jays, not so much the rest of the way. 3-9 straight up their last 12. When these two teams have hooked up, that under is cashed 7 of the last 9 times. Let's look at yesterday, 2-1, the win for the Rays, finally getting game 3 of the series after the Blue Jays took the first 2. Chris Bassett will get the call for the Blue Jays, 1-4 with a 2.30 ERA. He has faced the Rays twice this year. His last one, both starts coming back in May, but the last one, May 25th, 4 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, only 2 Ks. Before that, only gave up 1 run. The Rays are going to counter with Shane Baz. Started out hot, not so much lately. 1-4 with a 6.45 ERA. He has 2 starts against the Blue Jays, both of those in May as well, giving up 1 run and 3 runs. Again, that over-under set at 7.5. Between these two teams, it's cashed 7 of the last 9. But that one's a little too low for my liking. Look, the Blue Jays are so close to clinching a spot in the American League playoffs and the AL East. I think they'll come in, take care of business. This is low-hanging fruit, a game they need to win. I'll go ahead and lay the $1.26. I actually laid $1.24 a couple hours ago on the Blue Jays. Next game on the docket, San Diego Padres versus the New York Mets. Mets yesterday, I tell you what, I can't really say anything saying the Padres are so much better than the Mets, even though the record is and they're ahead of them in wild card, blah, blah, blah. But both of these teams, I've just really struggled. We had the Padres yesterday plus the big number, but I've just struggled to get a handle on both these teams all year because the lineups are great. The Padres bullpen is great. But just so many, neither one of these teams can put it together. The Mets in all kinds of trouble now. They're only a game and a half up on the D-backs and the Giants. Mets right now $1.42 favored, which way too high in my opinion. Padres plus 120. Your over-under is set at 9. Juiced minus 110 both ways there again yesterday. 7-4. Padres got the win after the Mets took 8-3 the day before. So this is the rubber match between them. Randy Vasquez, 4-1 with a 3.24 ERA his last 5 starts. Has not faced the Mets yet this year. His past 2 starts, they were against Colorado. Even though he gave up no runs, 2 runs. In fact, they were against the Rockies. Really hard to put a lot of stock into that. What I can say is Johanna Tong, 1-2 with an 8.49 has been dreadful. I'll go ahead and take the Padres here at plus money. I don't think the Mets should be a $1.42 favorite. I think this should be more of a pick 'em. So I'll snag it. Padres will lock that in for our second play of the day. Padres plus 120. Next on the docket, you got the Cleveland Guardians against the Detroit Tigers. Cleveland now 6 straight wins, 5 straight on the road. And they have just been absolutely on fire. But the Tigers have Terrence Skubal on the hill today, the southpaw. Skubal laying 240 against a team that's won 6 in a row. Tanner Bobby will get the call for the Guardians, plus 198 on the comeback. Your over-under sets at 7, juiced minus 125 to the over. Just a crazy high line. Indians have taken the first 2 games of this set 7-5, and then yesterday 2-0 till the 9th. Then they blew it out. Tanner Bobby 2-3 with a 4.01 his last 5 starts. He's only faced Detroit 1 time this year back in May, 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 8 strikeouts for him. Tarek Skubal, 3-2 with a 1.45, has been electric. Both of his starts against the Guardians this year, he went 7 innings and 9 innings, gave up 3 hits, no runs, 2 hits, no runs, struck out double digits in both of those games, struck out 10 back on July 6th, struck out 13 back on May 25th. Just incredible. But I'm going to put a little bit of a disclaimer here. Last outing he had back on September 12th against the Marlins only lasted 3 1/3, 4 hits, 4 runs. I just think the number's too. I'm not going to take the Guardians. They've won 6 in a row. They're hot. They're right there on the cusp. Not only the wild card, but they're like 4.5 back of the Tigers right now. This is a must win with Skubal on the bump for the Tigers. Again, I can't lay 240. Listen, maybe you take the Guardians plus a run and a half, minus $1.13. Maybe you play around and do something like that, but I just cannot hop out there and lay 240 against a team on a 6-game winning streak that just keeps finding ways to win, because that's exactly what the Cleveland Indians are doing right now. They're finding ways to win. Next game on the board, another day game. Red Sox laying $1.48, comeback plus 126 for the A's. Red Sox got the win yesterday, puts them 2-4 their last 6. They're 9-3 their last 12 at home when they play the Oakland A's. A's 3-8 straight up the last 11 games against the Boston Red Sox. Today, the pitching matchup after that 5-4 win. Today's pitching matchup, JT Ginn will get the call for the A's, 4-1 with a 3.91 ERA. His last 2 starts gave up 0 runs and 1 run, those coming against the Reds and the Angels. Brian Bello, he's been doing okay, not as great as he was earlier in the year, but 4-1 with a 3.34. He hasn't faced the A's since last year, but both of those outings last year, Bello gave up 5 runs and 4 runs, and he's given up at least 3 runs each of his last 3 starts. Those all in September, coming against the Yankees, D-backs, and Indians. So some stark competition there. That over-under, I said, set at 9, juice minus 110 both ways. I got to tell you, I can see where you would have some value with the A's plus $1.26, but I'll lay the $1.48, and a must-win for the Red Sox is they're in the thick of things. Next game, another day game, Mariners at the Royals. Mariners laying $1.20 at FanDuel, plus 102 on the comeback. Your over-under sets at 9, juiced minus 120 to the over. Seattle's winning streak got snapped last night. They had won 10 in a row, but they're still 12-6 straight up the last 18 versus Kansas City. Kansas City's win puts them 3-7 over their last 10, and Kansas City games have flown over the total in 5 straight. Between these two teams, the over is cashed 7 of the last 9 games in the series between these two teams. Now, 7-5 yesterday. Today, the Mariners will send Luis Castillo. Remember, the Mariners only a half game back, so after tonight, they will either be tied with the Houston Astros or they will be a full game back. So the Mariners, a lot to play for here. Mathematically, the Royals are still in it, but not really. Luis Castillo, 2-3 with a 5.40 ERA. He's given up 1 run each of his last 2 starts, those coming against the Angels and A's. Before that, Tampa Bay, San Diego, both bonding for 5 runs. For the Royals, Stephen Kolek gets the call. He's had 3 starts since coming back off the DL, has went 6 innings minimum in all of them, giving up 1 run, 2 runs, and 1 run. He's 2-1 with a 2.59. And I got to tell you, I know the Mariners have been on fire. I know they need this game. Royals got by them last night. I said this, and I've said over the past 3 weeks, the thing that's going to kill the Mariners, they struggle on the road. Again, I'm not going to make a play on the game, but if I had to make a play, I would actually take the Royals plus 102 there. I just can't lay it with Castillo. He's been erratic, hasn't pitched well. Now, I say that he'll go throw a gym, but I just got to play the stats here, and it would be the Royals with the Mariners struggling so much on the road. Next game on the board, we got the Miami Marlins with Sandy Alcantara laying $1.76 on the road. Who are the Marlins to be laying $1.76 on the road? I mean, I know they're playing the Rockies, right? And the Rockies blow. Rockies plus 148 on the comeback. You're over under 10.5, juice minus 122 to the under. Miami has been hot as of late, 6-1 over the last 7. The over is cashed 6 of the last 9 games on the road for the Fish. Rockies have been god awful, 1-10 straight up their last 11, and 1-7 straight up their last 8 games at home. So I understand that part. First 2 games of this series have went to the Marlins 6-5 and 8-4. Sandy Alcantara 3-2 with a 2.65 ERA, looking like the old Sandy after a very rough season. But again, when he's pitching for Miami, it's always rough. Tanner Gordon 4-1 with a 4.39. Again, Alcantara's pitched great. I can't lay $1.76 on the road with the Marlins, though. It would be Rockies or pass, so I'm going to pass. Next game, as we get into the nighttime slate, Chicago Cubs at the Cincinnati Reds. Cubs clinched a playoff spot last night in Pittsburgh, or actually yesterday during the day, clinched a playoff spot in Pittsburgh, had some celebration. Now they head over to Cincinnati. Cubs can't really move in the standings one way or the other. The Reds, however, they're only 2 games back. Right now, Reds minus $1.42 at home, plus 120 on the comeback for the Cubbies. Over under 8.5, juice minus 115 to the over. When you look at this matchup, Cubs 7-1 straight up their last 8, including 5-0 their last 5 on the road. Reds, we talk about their troubles. They just struggle to score runs. They got a really good pitching staff, but they just struggle to score runs. Under is cash 7 of the last 10. Reds 2-4 over their last 6. If you take it over their last 20 games, it's been even worse. But I understand with Hunter Green on the bump, you're getting arguably their best pitcher. Hunter Green 3-2 with a 4.33 ERA. He's only faced the Cubs once back in May, lasting 4 innings, giving up 2 runs. But he gave up 5 runs just 5 days ago against the Sacramento A's. So that gives me reason to pause. Colin Ray gets the call for the Cubs, 2-3 with a 5.47. He's had 2 starts against the Reds this year, giving up 6 runs in each one of those. This is probably going to be a no play for me. I like the Red Sox, the Blue Jays, and the Padres early. Might have a wait and see here. It would be Reds or nothing, especially with the Cubs celebrating. You got to think they were out yesterday, cracking down some booze, get the Cincinnati party a little bit more. Again, the Cubs have no wiggle room. They're going to end up being where they are in the playoff race. Can't move up, can't move down. Technically, they could catch the Brewers, but realistically, not going to happen. Yankees, Orioles are the next game on the board today. And the Baltimore Orioles, the home team, plus 176 on the comeback at FanDuel. Yankees minus 210. Your over-under sets at 8.5. Juiced minus 122 to the over. Max Fried, the southpaw for the Yankees, will get the call. 4-1 with a 1.95 ERA. He faced the Orioles once earlier this year, a game in which the Orioles actually beat the Yankees 5-3. Max Fried went 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, but did have 7 strikeouts. He'll be opposed by another southpaw, Cade Povich, 2-3 with a 4.44 ERA. In his last 5 starts, he went 4 2/3 back on April 30th. 3 hits, 3 runs allowed. I can't lay 210 with the Yankees. Listen, the Yankees, even though they've been on this incredible stretch, and they have been playing well, Yankees 15-4 straight up their last 19 on the road, but Baltimore's 11-4 straight up their last 15. Now, when these two teams have hooked up, the under is cashed 5 of the last 6, and on the road in Baltimore, the under is cashed 7 of the last 10. With that being said, the Yankees, I just don't trust them. I mean, they tried to give the game away yesterday. The day before I had them laying big wood prices on the road against the Twinkies. They tried to give both of those games away. I just cannot trust them to come through in the clutch. Going to be a pass for me. San Francisco Giants and LA Dodgers. Dodgers finally got over their fear of the Phillies, got past them for the win yesterday. San Francisco, man, Verlander pitched a heck of a game. We had the Giants, had to really sweat that one out in extras as they scamper by the D-backs. Giants only 2 games out of the wild card, but they really struggled against the Dodgers as of late. 1-4 straight up their last 5. 2-10 the last 12 meetings in LA. LA has just been all over them, win 7 of the last 10 meetings. Dodgers 7-3 straight up their last 10 games overall. The over is cashed 13 of the last 20 times these two teams have hooked up. Dodgers 11-4 their last 15 at home, just been absolutely impressive. Dodgers right now laying $1.72, plus 144 on the comeback for the Giants. When they played a week ago in San Francisco, Giants took game 1, Dodgers took the following 2 games. But it's not just that the Dodgers took the following 2, they took them in convincing fashion. 13-7 and 10-2 really exposed that Giant pitching staff. Giants will send technically their best pitcher, even though I can make the argument Verlander's been their best the past 2 months. But technically, the Giants' ace is Logan Webb. He gets the call today, 4-1 with a 4.18 ERA. He's faced the Dodgers 3 times this year. The last 2 starts, July and September, he's gotten hit for 6 runs in both outings. He was a part of that 13-7 debacle just a couple weeks ago against the Dodgers. Now, that was a blimp on the radar because he has stayed under 3 runs the other previous 4 starts. Yamamoto gets the call for the Dodgers. He pitched much better of late, but he's not getting the wins. But you would think maybe the Dodgers bat's starting to get going. That's the only thing I think the Dodgers can hang their hat on. Yes, they have Snell and Kershaw and Yamamoto, and Ohtani now apparently is going to go to the bullpen. But really, that lineup should be able to manufacture runs. Yamamoto, 2.02 ERA over his last 5 starts, despite being only 2-3. Those last 2 starts, he's went 7 innings in both against the Giants, only giving up 1 run, 1 hit in his last start last week. And before that, in July, 3 hits, no runs. Again, click that like. Go to breaktheboardsports.com after 5 o'clock Eastern. You'll start seeing those notes loaded in to help you become a better handicapper. Print them off, use them for college and pro football. Check out our NFL show. It's a short. We had the Bills-Dolphins breakdown about 9 minutes. Click a like, share that. We'll have more coming out today, both NFL and college football. Again, I'm your host, RJ Cash, Break the Board Sports. God bless and happy handicapping.